Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, we're going to go over something that a lot of you guys were asking about. A lot of you guys had questions about this in different ways, and I think it's valid. Sometimes what can happen is if you are too nice or too kind or whatever your perception is, this can actually push avoidance away. And why is that, and what can we do about it? So today, we're going to talk about why being too kind can push avoidance away, okay? So let's go ahead and do a quick disclaimer, and then we're going to jump in. This does not mean that you have to stop being nice. All that it means is you have to adjust your communication a little bit around your kindness or perceived kindness, whatever that is. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit by using some form of reassurance, to which I will give you guys examples at the end of this video. So don't worry. I'm not telling you that you guys have to be mean. I don't believe in that. I believe that you guys being yourself is the best option regardless, okay? And we're going to talk about how you can use that in your relationship to manage and navigate some of these fears to which is causing your partner to push away or pull away from you, okay? So the very first one, why avoidant individuals may find you being too nice to be something that can push them away, they may feel that it's inauthentic. And so if you are inauthentic by being kind, what can happen is, and I'm not saying you are, the avoidant individual will feel like then they might be falling for something that's not real or not genuine. And then they can be tricked, they can be rejected, they can be hurt, they can be humiliated. And so they feel uncomfortable when someone is too kind. And it's also really important to recognize the reason why they find that to be very inauthentic is they were raised in a household likely to which individuals are not very open about kind expressions, and relationships and connections were more strict, more businesslike, or more expecting, right? And so they didn't have that positive or warm feeling. And so a lot of times avoidants are not really sure what to do with this feeling. And so they may feel suspicious of it, which is why they have that perception it's inauthentic, okay? The next one, where you could be too kind, too gentle, and maybe too giving, is they actually worry the intention is manipulation. They worry that your intention is manipulative, to which you're trying to get something out of them. You are using your kindness as a vehicle to control them. And a lot of y'all know, a lot of avoidant individuals are very afraid of being manipulated. And so let's go ahead and give an example of what this will look like. And so you guys can paint that picture in your relationships and know what to do. Let's say, for example, you are saying, I wanted to buy you this gift on your birthday. I know that you don't, expect something on your birthday, but I bought you this because I was thinking about you and I care about you. So a very kind gesture. And so you bought them a gift, maybe a small one. Maybe let's ramp it up a notch. Maybe you made it yourself. So it's a very kind, very giving, very thoughtful gesture, okay? And so what happens? The avoidant individual, especially if they're unhealed, they are feeling, okay, this is your attempt to make me feel soft towards you, maybe make me have to buy you a gift, or you're just trying to get something out of me. So in a couple days, you're going to hold this over me and you're going to use this as a way for me to owe you something, whatever it may be. You're going to make me change because of this. You're going to make me do something I don't want to do. And so I don't want to accept this gift and I don't want to trust you anymore. And it's a very, very negative perception, right? Of course, y'all are just giving a gift, but they feel so negative and so afraid and so untrusting that they have turned something so positive and they spun it completely negative. And that's not fair for you or them. And of course, you guys don't have to put up with this. I'm not saying for you to put up with this, but I am saying why this is occurring. And we're going to talk about this towards the end of the video, what y'all can do to make sure that you can adjust this so your partner is not making assumptions about you that you didn't even do. That's not fair, right? They don't like when you make assumptions about them. They shouldn't do the same thing, if that makes sense, okay? The next one is that they worry that if you are understanding and kind, which they love, that one day you will run out of that patience and kindness and love, and that you will become angry and resentful. And let's pause for a moment to unpack this one a little bit more detail, because unfortunately, there is some reality to this. It does happen, right? Avoidants experience this a lot. They experience that particular situation to which they are with this kind and understanding partner, and then they didn't change quick enough, or they didn't know how to read the signals, or they were stubborn, whatever their reason is, and then their partner is no longer kind and understanding, but in fact resentful and angry. So how do we make sure that this doesn't happen, at least to such an extreme? It's very important to continue to communicate that your frustration is building while still communicating in a way that is kind and understanding, or apologizing more, still acknowledging what they are doing, or if the situation is too extreme to which you become angry and resentful, recognize that maybe your partner does not have the ability to give you what you want at this time. So you either have to leave, wait, or adjust your expectations. And I'm not saying for you which one you guys have to pick, but that is important to recognize. We don't want a situation where somebody is too angry or resentful. It pushes you both away, because I understand that why you feel like that. I'm not blaming you, but I did want to let you know it's a reason why avoidants are uncomfortable with people who are too nice from their perspective. Hope that makes sense, okay? The next one is that they feel guilty, that they don't know how to reciprocate right away. If you are so nice and you are so kind, they love it. But they also feel that they should be kind and nice in return, and they don't know how to reciprocate it, especially right away. And so they feel that this relationship is going to be incredibly imbalanced, to which they feel this is not something that they should stay in, because they don't want to see how it ends. They don't want to see that it ends where you walk away from them. Their fear is that they are trying and it's not enough, and then you leave anyways. That's scary for them. And so what they end up doing is they preemptively, is it preemptively? I'm not sure. They're making sure that you don't do that. So they leave before you end up inevitably seeing that they cannot be as kind as you are. And they're afraid that that's going to make you unhappy, right? The next one is probably the most common one, and it's something that comes from their own perspective of relationships, from their own perspective, like how they can show up in a relationship, is that they actually worry that you can do better. Like you can have somebody more appropriate and attentive to you because you already have so much to offer. Avoidant individuals feel like kindness is one of the best traits that they're looking for in a partner, right? They really like kind, loyal people. And if you are a kind, loyal person, you're kind of on a pedestal, whether you realize it or not. They won't show it, but they really think that you're the ideal type of partner, and they feel like you can just get anybody. So why would you stick around with them who's broken in their mind? They think they are, or they're difficult, or they're stubborn, or they can't change. Why would you stick around with them? And so they almost feel like they're doing you a favor by setting you free. And I know this one is very annoying to a lot of people because it's not their right. And you're right, it isn't their right. They shouldn't be making a decision for you. So if they're doing that, tell them that. Don't let them make a decision for you. Tell them you can handle your own decisions. And that's why we're going to talk about a reassurance example. I'm going to share kind of the basics of how to reassure or clarify some of these things so that this doesn't happen. And then we're going to wrap it up, okay? So a reassurance example that you could say, and you can adjust it depending on the situation, but you can say, I know I'm kind and flexible, but it's not because I have no choice or I am scared to be alone. I know how to make my own choices. I'm here because I want to be. If I didn't want to be here, I would leave. I want you to trust that. Something simple, right? But you want to be clear. You want to stand up for yourself, because avoidance can really hear communication of that perspective, okay? So let's summarize, and then we're going to close this off. Why avoidance can be triggered by you being too nice. It can feel inauthentic. They worry that the intention is manipulation. They worry that one day that kindness will run out and you'll become angry and resentful. They feel guilty because they can't reciprocate right away. And they also worry that you might do better and leave them, okay? I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.